They give a woman all of this attention. They agree with all of the woman's nonsense. And then they watch that woman that they've been agreeing with and pandering to go off with some other guy. And it pisses them off. It pisses them off. And they're the ones who wind up committing violence against women. They're the ones, these feminist allies, these male feminists, these nice guys, right? They're the ones who wind up sexually assaulting women. It's out of frustration because they keep doing what they think and what they've been told and what they believe will get them pussy. But it doesn't get them pussy at all. On the contrary, they see the woman treat them like a friend, which is the worst. The feminist ally. And he's a guy who spouts off all this feminist jargon, all this feminist nonsense, and claims that he is a feminist even though he's a man, and that he supports feminism and supports women and blah, blah, blah. And he says all kinds of nonsense, right? And then later on, you hear that he's been like sexually assaulting women, right, on the sly. And then there's the nice guy, right? The self-conscious nice guy who claims to everybody that he's a nice guy, right? Usually also a leftist, but not necessarily. Now, the nice guy, what is he doing? He keeps saying that he's doing all these nice things for girls, right? For people in general, but girls in particular, right? Then he says that he's a nice guy and that he plays by the rules. That's something that he often mentions. He plays by the rules, he says, right? And he does everything that he's supposed to do, he claims, right? And then he's incredibly frustrated that the girls blow him off. Ha ha, ha ha. Now, I hate male feminists and feminist allies, and I hate these nice guys for the same reason, right? Irrespective of their political leanings. All of these guys, what they're trying to do is to curry favor with women by pandering to them, by saying that they are doing or they're thinking or saying the things that the woman wants to hear or wants him to say or wants him to do. Yeah? They are pandering to women, and because of it, they think that if they pander enough, they will get what they want. They figure that by pandering to a woman and doing the things that she wants, the women will eventually give him pussy. That's what they're thinking. And if you think about it, that's incredibly transactional. It's basically saying, I'll give you this and you give me that. I'll give you this that you say that you want, and you give me that which I really want, which is pussy, of course, right? It's very transactional, and also it shows something very key about these men. These men, male feminists and nice guys, fundamentally despise women, disrespect them, and think of them as prostitutes. All of them. Yes, of course, because you see, which sort of woman demands a kind of payment in return for sex or sexual favors? A prostitute, of course. She wants money, and you give her money, and she will give you sex. It's a transactional relationship. It's perfectly respectable if both parties agree to it, okay? I'm not going to make any kind of moral judgment about it. I don't have a problem with it, quite frankly. But you see, male feminists and nice guys, they treat women the same way. They think that women require a payment in belief in feminism, a payment in being a nice guy. Some sort of payment to the woman will give them sex, which is exactly the same relationship you would have with a prostitute. You want to have sex with a prostitute, you pay her money. And nice guys figure that if they do the right thing, what they're supposed to do, they will get sex from the woman, whatsoever the woman is. They don't understand the relationship between men and women. That's the key issue. They don't understand what is going on in the man-woman dynamic. See, because men and women, right, they are not exchanging things. That's not the reason that people are attracted to one another. No. Men and women are attracted to one another by the way that they are made to feel by the other. A guy, of course, he sees a beautiful woman and he feels sexually aroused, which is a very pleasant feeling, and he wants more of that feeling, right? And that's why he approaches this woman that he finds sexy. And that's why he talks to her and does whatever he can to interest her. But what does a woman want? Does she want something in return? Well, yes, but it's more subtle. She wants attention. But also, more than that, she wants a feeling from the guy. She wants the guy to inspire in her a particular feeling. And what is that feeling? Well, that's very simple. A woman wants to feel that the man controls her environment. Yeah. And it goes back to evolution. Because ultimately, what women are looking for is a mate who can provide safety and security so that she can have children. That's the whole point, okay? That's the whole point of the mating dance between men and women. And so if a man can provide a sense that he controls the environment around the woman and around himself, of course, she will feel more attracted to him. That's what she wants. She doesn't want attention necessarily from the guy. And she certainly is not that interested in being agreed with or all that. No. She wants that feeling that the guy is in control of the environment around himself, and potentially, if she cleaves to him, the environment around the both of them. And this, of course, frustrates male feminists and nice guys to no end, because they don't understand this. They don't understand that it's not a transactional relationship. It's not that, he gives her attention and agrees with her and she gives him sex. No, it's never that, okay? No. It's, like I said before, it's that feeling. If a man can give a woman that feeling, inspire that feeling, irrespective of whether he disagrees with everything she says, irrespective if she's a feminist and he's like a right-wing neo-Nazi, for crying out loud, she'll be happy with him. If he gives her that sense of being in control of the environment around them, the social environment, the physical environment, the material environment, that sense of control, because that's what women want. They want to latch on to a man who is strong. They don't want a weakling. They might claim that they want a partner, but that's not true, It's not true at all. They don't want a weakling. They don't want a partner. They want a superior. That's what they want. But male feminists, feminist allies, nice guys, they don't get this, right? Not at all. Because, fundamentally these guys are kind of awful, if you think about it. Because, looking at a woman as something just transactional, a relationship with a woman as transactional, it's kind of awful, right? But anyway, that's for another conversation. The point I'm trying to make here is that, see, these guys, since they don't see it, they give a woman all of this attention. They agree with all of the woman's nonsense. And then they watch that woman that they've been agreeing with and pandering to go off with some other guy. And it pisses them off. It pisses them off, and they're the ones who wind up committing violence against women. They're the ones, these feminist allies, these male feminists, these nice guys, right? They're the ones who wind up sexually assaulting women. It's out of frustration, because they keep doing what they think and what they've been told and what they believe will get them pussy. But it doesn't get them pussy at all. On the contrary, they see the woman treat them like a friend, which is the worst. Yeah, because ultimately the girl who's pandered to by a male feminist or a feminist ally or a nice guy, right? She basically cucks him. That's what she does. She uses him as an emotional Kleenex, right? And then winds up going off and banging some other guy, the neo-Nazi, for crying out loud. Yeah, because he's not pandering to her. Yeah. Rather, he is providing the sense of security, of control. Now, all this stuff I've been talking about in this video, of course, it's not really practical, okay? And this video isn't a practical thing of like what to do in order to get a woman and not be a male feminist. No. It's rather not theoretical, but rather a mental framework. This is all about the mental framework you have to have in order to approach women successfully. You don't pander to them. Not at all. You pander to them, you just become like, a male feminist or a nice guy, and you wind up being cucked out by the girl when she goes with the guy that she wants, which is the guy who provides that sense of security, that sense of control. That's what she wants. And it's very important that you understand this. It's very important that you understand that getting a girl is not transactional. You will never get a girl if you do things that she wants, if you give her things, if you say things. No. You have to give her a feeling. And that feeling is that sense of belonging. One of the most powerful emotions that people don't give enough emphasis or think enough about, one of the most powerful emotions in the world for both men and women is that sense of belonging. We all yearn to belong. We all yearn to be a part of a group, no matter how small, okay? A small group of two, a man and woman, and filled with that intimacy and that freedom that can arise from a successful relationship between a man and a woman, because there is a sense of freedom in that. There is that sense that you can let your guard down and just be yourself and be relaxed. Yeah. And that sense of belonging, of course, when you're in like a group of people, a group of 6, 10, 12 people, and you all know one another, you all like one another, and you all hang out and do stuff together, it's a powerful emotion. Yeah? We're all yearning for that sense of belonging, and women are no exception. And they are yearning for that sense of belonging within the confines of a relationship with a man. Of course, they like being with their girlfriends, right? Or their group of friends or what have you. But what they really yearn for, which their body craves in a quite literal sense, is that sense of belonging with a man, cleaving to a man. They want that, they need that. And it's beyond their control. It's beyond their control, of course, because it's evolution, because it's their drive to procreate. Of course. There's no trick to it. It's not much more complicated than that. They want to procreate. And in order to procreate, of course, they need a man. They need a man not only to deliver the sperm, of course, but also to deliver the resources in order to build a little nest, to raise these children, these chicks, I was about to say, but these children, you get the point, right? They need the guy to do that. That's why they yearn to cleave to a man. They yearn to belong in a relationship with a man. And if the man gives them things, the woman will reject him. Because she doesn't want things for herself instinctively, on an instinctive level. I mean, of course, there are selfish women, greedy women, but on an instinctive level, what they want is not things for themselves, but rather that sense of belonging and that sense of power, that the environment is controlled. The environment is controlled and steady and stable so that she can have kids and raise a family. Yeah, that's what she wants. And perhaps in our contemporary culture, women have been socialized into thinking that they want other things. Yeah, that's certainly the case. But the fact remains is that we are animals. And, a few decades, maybe a century or two of socialization is not going to change tens of thousands, well, frankly, millions of years of evolution. The drive to procreation, yeah. The drive to belong in order to procreate, yeah. That's what drives women. But these male feminists and these nice guys don't understand this on a conceptual level. They don't understand it at all. Because, again, they don't like women, okay? I'm not sure if I actually said that in this video so far, but they don't like women. They don't like them. They need women. They want to have sex with them. Because, of course, it's, again, a biological urge. It's an evolutionarily imposed urge to procreate, of course. They want to have sex with a woman, but they don't really like them. And because they don't really like them, they don't try to understand them. They just go along with what they are told and believe will work, which is to pander to them, to be a male feminist ally, to be a nice guy, to always do things for the girl, and expect eventually, like in some sort of payment, that she will have sex with him. You don't want to be that guy. No, not at all. You don't want to be that guy who looks at a woman transactionally. You want to understand a woman. If you find yourself in a position of thinking, oh, if I do this, I'll get her, I'll get in her good graces, you're screwed. You never want to be thinking that. You want to be thinking of women as individuals that you have to maneuver into feeling a certain way, a certain positive way. And she has to know that you are the cause of that positive feeling. That doesn't mean agreeing with everything. No. It's giving her a sense of belonging, which is the most powerful feeling. Oh man, you know, I wanted to like shit on male feminists and stuff. That was the point of this video. But I went into a completely different direction, you know. And my notes, you know, my notes are for nothing, you know. I mean, like, what the fuck? I don't even know why the fuck I make notes for these fucking videos. Anyway, yeah, I think that's basically it. Okay, catch you next time.